Hi, and welcome to this slideshow about the Data for Action project. I am Patrick Biard. I'm from Rhône-Alpes Énergie Environnement based in Lyon, France, and coordinator of this project. Today, I'd like to give you an overview about this European project, which is sponsored by the Energy Intelligence Program and which will run until early 2017. In a nutshell, Data for Action is about facilitating public authorities' access to energy data for energy planning, and this at regional and local levels. I thought I would start by looking at the main objectives of this project and cover its geographical focus. So in fact, if you work for a public authority and if you are looking for local energy data to develop your energy action plan, then I'm sure you will understand very well the motivation of the project partners for such a project. As you know, energy data access can be a challenge, and this for many good reasons. And it is the main goal of this project to improve public authorities' access to local data for sustainable energy planning. To do that, the project will look at facilitating collaboration models between public authorities and energy data providers. When we talk about energy data providers, in fact, there can be quite a wide range of actors. In most cases, there will be energy utility company, but depending on the type of data needed, there could also be a statistical office, an housing association, industry association, or sometimes even an ESCO or other sources. As we will see later, the collaboration models can also vary. They can range from bilateral agreements, meaning between an energy data provider and the public authority, right through more advanced models based on the creation of dedicated structures, or also called one-stop shop data centers or observatories, which can provide data to several municipalities within one geographical area. We'll come to that in a minute. As far as geographical coverage, Data for Action in general will cover EU countries and more precisely 12 European regions located in 11 EU countries. Moving now to who we are. The consortium consists in 13 partners. They have joined their forces in Data for Action, coming from various backgrounds, essentially public authorities, as you can see in green, regional energy agencies in blue, one consulting company, and one European level network organization called FEDEREN. Overall, we are covering a wide geographical area, which counts in total more than 5,600 municipalities, and we are very pleased to work from Sweden to Spain and from Ireland to Greece and Bulgaria. We all share a work experience in sustainable energy planning, but also a strong need to improve energy data collection processes in our regions. Now, I'd like to share with you some of the starting points and drivers for this project. As we indicated earlier, accessing local, accurate energy data for SEAPs is a challenge for public authorities, and the challenge can be even bigger when it comes to monitoring the plans. In this case, periodic data updates for one entire territory, community, or specific actions are usually needed, and sometimes different data or types of data from the ones needed for baseline emission inventories, for instance. So from what we have seen in the different partner regions and what we will further analyze during this project, there are several barriers to community data exchange. Sometimes end users, but most often energy suppliers, will raise issues related with data ownership, commercial sensitivity, access to data which are sometimes too aggregated, or data accuracy. On the other side, sometimes due to lack of resources, local public authorities will need support in data collection, data processing, and analysis. changes in the energy market are impacting their way of working, and they are already facing a new paradigm. As you know, public authorities are important customers to energy companies. On average, their energy consumption for their own use represents more than 15% of the total energy consumption in Europe. So they are important customers to energy companies. In addition to that, sometimes energy operators will need consolidated data in order to better size their infrastructure investment. Last but not least, they will have to comply with new regulatory framework for data exchange. For instance, the Inspire Directive or the new Energy Efficiency Directive for change and will lead to the implementation of data exchange collaboration models. As a result, we believe as a group that there is room for win-win collaboration models. As a matter of fact, some of them have already been experimented and have helped public authorities in not only gathering the data they need, but also provide them with the data services they would need, such as data processing and analysis. These collaboration models range from bilateral agreements, as you can see on the graph on the right-hand side, right through what we call multilateral agreements supported by third-party organizations, which could be, for instance, an energy agency, a regional statistical office, etc. In this case, the third party is collaborating with several data providers. It is aggregating or processing data and then offering data services to public authorities or communities located within the same geographical area. These advanced collaboration models or regional observatories already exist in Europe. For instance, in Italy, Spain, France, Sweden. Most of them started their activities only a few years ago and are still in an early stage of development. But they have already managed to demonstrate strong help to local authorities, which in most cases support them financially. We have identified through the Energy Watch network, which I'll talk about in a while, more than 30 of those, some of them being run by the project partners themselves. Most of them have in common a local governance structure involving at least several public authorities and energy data providers. They are very often supported by public authorities and often integrated within existing regional organizations, for instance, energy agencies or public department itself. They have a strong technical skills in data processing and analysis, as well as energy planning. In some cases, this knowledge also comes from other regional monitoring structures, for instance, working on air quality. They provide energy and greenhouse gas emission local data. In order to help with the setting up of observatories and capacity building activities, a European network was also initiated about a year ago, which is led by Federen. You might have heard about it. Its name is Energy Watch. This is a free access network, which is with a dedicated website where technical matters for observatories are being discussed and shared. Data4Action will build on this tool and further expand it during the course of this project. Some activities will focus on exploring ways to improve conditions for that data exchange. Another main task, as you understood, is to mobilize the key actors and facilitate their cooperation through the creation of new observatories. 7 new ones will be created during the course of the project. We will also involve local authorities in their implementation and monitoring of concrete actions of their SEAPs. Finally, The consortium will also work with other regional partners, in total 12 of them, which are not part of the consortium, but who will be able to benefit from the experience of the project partners in setting up observatories. Of course, as you could figure out, if you are a public authority looking for accurate data, or if you are an energy data provider willing to join regional forces, or even a regional energy planning stakeholder, such as an energy agency, definitely you are an important organization to us. And we very much welcome your experience feedback in data sharing, and we'll be very pleased to be in contact with you through the various projects, activities, and results, which I will summarize in a while. During these activities, we have planned to address and provide insights about specific technical topics, which will either help with the creation of regional observatories or to strengthen the technical capacities of local authorities. For instance, project partnership management, which is critical for observatories, will address questions such as organizing governance, designing and implementing collaboration models, and funding. On the other side, data management will deal deeper questions related with data accuracy and regulation, processes and tools for collecting, processing and modeling local data. Within the scope of capacity building, we have planned to discuss and make recommendations for accessing energy transport data, which are very often highly estimated, but also talk about the indicators that will be needed for SEAP monitoring, and this will be done in relation with the GRC guidelines, which are expected anytime. Finally, we plan to address the topic about data quality analysis and determinants. All these technical topics are planned to be discussed during thematic workshops and capacity building meetings. We are now coming towards the end of this presentation, and I would like to briefly highlight the results we are aiming at and where your experience will be very valuable. Looking at the first group, which is exploring and discussing ways to improve access to energy data, we'll have regional and European roundtables, which will be open to a wide range of actors. We'll build on project partners' experience to help design a guidebook for SEAP data access, and the Energy Watch network will be expanded and promoted. Focusing on the second group, this is important. More than 60 public authorities and energy data providers will work together to improve SEAP data exchange. Steering committees will be created in each partner region to lead and support the collaborative process. Last but not least, 7 new observatories will be created and another 5 will be developed through the signing of additional agreements. Third group, you can see the significant effort about regional capacity building activities, working also concretely on the monitoring of SEAP activities. Finally, replication activities will take place and involve 12 partners outside the consortium, which will be selected through an open call. Concretely, if you are a public authority, an energy data supplier, or an energy planning facilitator, your experience is important to us. You can engage in the following activities: roundtables, mainly this year, join the Energy Watch network and use the cooperation platform, especially if you want to set up an observatory. You can also participate in activities within the partner regions. Some of them are indicated below. Finally, you can use the cooperation platform and share your experience, comments, and questions. And with that, I'd like to close this presentation. All project partners look forward to discussing with you about your experience and the project activities and results. So please feel free to contact us at the following addresses that you can see on this slide.